Okay, so I'll preface this ride by saying I'm not used to riding sports bikes. Not my bag, not anymore. So please take any comments about comfort with a big pinch of salt. Yeah, compared to the ZX10R I've just stepped off, handlebars are a lot lower. I'm leaning a lot further forward or downwards, and the pegs are a lot higher as well. But you can't be surprised at any of those comments. Sorry about those who might have wanted to see the instruments while I was riding. I've had to move the camera off the mirror, and this is the only place I could think of at short notice. I'm barely going to scratch the surface of what this bike can do on the road. Fully adjustable front and rear suspension, multi-level lean sensitive traction control and ABS, everything you need to go ridiculously quick on a track day. And more than you need for the road. But the road is where I'm at, so I'll go for a quick spin and I'll let you know what I think. Starting with a little spin through the revs. Let's see where I am at the revs here. 4,000 RPM, third gear. Oh, the mid-range. Once you get just a bit past 4, maybe 5, 6. Yeah, mid-range feels pretty darn strong. Here I am though in the 30s, so let's calm down. So the riding position is unapologetically race focused. Quite a lot of weight on the wrists. The leg angle, the leg bend, the seat to peg ratio, not quite as tight as I expected. Yeah, okay. I think it might have been a while since I've been on a bike with 200 horsepower at the crank. And I probably only used, well, probably a bit over half of that just then. And the thing is just flying on the throttle, flying forward. There's so much go in this engine. And these poor bikes are kind of castrated by Euro 5. They've got to really behave themselves nowadays in terms of the emissions and noise. So there's even more waiting to be unleashed on this bike with a decent tune. One thing that's catching me out, and it's mainly because I haven't read the manual, I suspect, is I have been using the clutch to blip the throttle manually and go down a gear. But when I do, the bike is sometimes still auto blipping with the clutch in when I'm changing down a gear. I'm not quite sure why that is. Probably something I'm doing wrong. Front brakes again, like the ZX10R. I know, strange comparison, but very powerful, and you get what you ask for when you squeeze the front lever. It's kind of proportional. Give that van a bit of a gap because it won't be long before I'm right behind it. Oh, Euro 5, I hate you. Why do I say that? Coming on and off the throttle at higher revs is a little bit abrupt. It's almost as if when you go off the throttle, there's literally no fuel getting through. And then when you open up the throttle a little bit, it's like, right, put more fuel in the engine. And it kind of, yeah, just surges forward a little bit. So it's almost as if the fueling could be smoother, could you know, chuck a bit more fuel in off throttle, just to make that transition a bit smoother back on the throttle. No, I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'll tell you what I feel. But what acceleration. Now I'm in rogue mode, and I probably won't get out of road mode today. So I suspect there is more to be had. Yeah, I'm barely touching the sides. It does feel like the best of the power is not quite where you could reach it on the roads. But on the track, you'd be having a whale of a time. Quite harsh and bumpy as well. But for a bike like this, on roads like this, that's basically to be expected. Like I said earlier, suspension is fully adjustable. We do want to really soften it off, but it's not really what the bike's about, is it? It's just so powerful and a bit stiffly suspended that it's hard to make sense of. The sensors are being battered a little bit. I rode the ZX10R earlier, and by the end of that ride, my right hand was tingling a little bit. And I hasn't had much time to recover before getting on this. And unfortunately, this bike isn't helping. I do have quite the case of pins and needles, I think, in my right hand now. It immediately got a bit better when I took my hand off the bar, which is really, I suppose, where cruise control comes in. It feels a bit buzzy on the right bar there, but cruise control, double thumbs up. Bloody squirrel. Overall, slightly overwhelmed with the performance on this bike. Just a combination of the speed that it's capable of and the suspension, unsurprisingly firm, just makes concentrating on the road just a little bit harder than it could be. I'm going to work out this blooming auto blip. Yeah, I get it now. Even when you are using the clutch, it auto blips. You don't need to. How can I best describe how this bike has made me feel today? It made my head fall off. Tell me what you think. If you've ridden the ZX10R and you've compared it to its competition, the R1, Fireblade, the Panigales, I'll be interested to know because I'm not even sure what I think after riding this. But a lot of the things I think are 4 letters long. Okay, thank you for hanging out with me on what might be the most useless test ride you've ever seen. I'll see you down in the comments. Take care, ta-ra.